الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين ونمكن لهم في الأرض ونري فرعون وهامان وجنودهما منهم ما كانوا يحذرون وأوحينا إلى أم موسى أن أرضعيه فإذا خفت عليه فألقيه في اليم ولا تخافي ولا تحزني إنا رادوه إليك وجاعلوه من المرسلين فالتقطه آل فرعون ليكون لهم عدوا وحزنا إن فرعون وهامان وجنودهما كانوا خاطئين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم ملك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين ونمكن لهم في الأرض ويري فرعون وهامان وجنودهما منهم ما كانوا يحذرون وأوحينا إلى أم موسى أن أرضعيه فإذا خفت عليه فألقيه في اليم ولا تخافي ولا تحزني إنا رادوه إليك وجاعلوه من المرسلين فالتقطه آل فرعون ليكون لهم عدوا وحزنا إن فرعون وهامان وجنودهما كانوا خاطئين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we'll be starting the program after Sunnah, inshallah.
want it on the side, not the front. This is fine. I'll just zoom in. This is what I was thinking. It should be closer. And it should be like we can move this pocket.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, today we have the honor to bring our beloved Shaykh Okasha. We'll be starting a monthly lecture series with the Shaykh. It'll be every second Sunday of the month. After Isha and after Ramadan, we'll announce a change in timing if need be. The program is titled The Nation Builders. We're going over the history of our female scholars in Islam. Shaykhna is here with his organization, the Heirs Institute. For more information about the courses that they offer with the Shaykh, as well as their goals as a non-profit organization, there'll be flyers being passed out outside, inshallah.
Where's the live stream?
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله حمدا يبلغ رضاه أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له شهادة أدخرها ليوم لقاه يوم لا تملك نفس لنفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اختصه الله برسالته واصطفاه مرسل نال بآي الذكر ما لم ينله النجم في عالي مداه كل ما جاء به من معجز سحر الألباب قرآن تلاه صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ما أضاء النهار بضياه وحلولك الليل بظلماه أما بعد عباد الله. To the people of Allen, I pray that Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will bring you and all of us in Aliyyin. And the way He gathered us here, and those who are also listening from outside, whether they state or outside, I pray that they are also engulfed in that mercy. We begin tonight's topic, the nation builders, as Ibn Khanina announced. Bi-idhnillahi tabaraka wa ta'ala. This will be our first lesson, bi-idhnillah. And before we begin, I would like to preamble tonight's talk with the necessity of this month. They taught us in balagha that al-balaghatu hiya mutabaqatu al-kalami li-muqtadi al-hali ma'a fasahatihi. Al-balaghatu hiya mutabaqatu al-kalami li-muqtadi al-hali ma'a fasahatihi. They say eloquence, it's not you just being eloquent with your words, going beyond what the votaries of English language or Arabic were acquainted with. Rather, eloquence is matching your speech with the situation of the people or the time that they are living. So since we are in the month of Rajab, it behooves every believer, Muslim and Muslimah, to be well aware of this month, the month that we are blessed to witness. So before I comment tonight's talk, I would like to mention something briefly about this month, the month of Rajab. قال الأصمعي والضبي والفراء قال الأصمعي والضبي والفراء إنما سمي رجب رجبا لأنهم كانوا يرجبونه أي يعظمونه. This month is called the month of Rajab because they used to Rajabize it. ماشي كده? Because of the Rajabization of it. They used to Rajabize this month means they regarded it as sacred. This is a sacred month. So Al-Asma'i, Al-Dabbi, and Al-Farra, they were the leading authorities of Arabic language. Since they said the reason why this month is called Rajab, لأنهم كانوا يرجبون أي يعظمون. So they sanctified this month of Rajab. Thus the month became Rajab because of the sanctity of it and the way they used to honor it. And there were 3 tribes that used to honor this month, so much so that the month was named after one of them, and they call it Rajab Mudar, meaning the Rajab that the tribe of Mudar used to sanctify and respect so highly that the month became attached and annexed to their own names. Other than the tribe of Mudar, you have the tribe of Banu Auf ibn Lu'ay, and then you have Banu Rabi'a. So these 3 tribes, along with the other tribes, magnified and sanctified this month so much so that when the month comes, they have the biha that they used to do as qurba to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi ula. So they used to slaughter, and they even titled the slaughtering atira. So in this month of Rajab, wherever you navigate, they will see, or you will be seeing around people's qurbanis. Although they were kuffar, but that's how they used to respect this month. So I will cite this and make it relevant into our lives today. Why is it that we remember? Is there any month or even a year that will pass by without you knowing when December is in? You remember it so vividly because of what? Because of Christmas, that you and I don't believe in. But they made it so palatable into the society to a point that for you to even remember it, they give you vacations. So you can't even forget it. If you like, nah, I have nothing to do with it, but you get some 2 weeks vacation, so will you let it down? You're like, well, I'm no careful, but I need those vacations. You see how they control it with their own months? Well, even November gets in here without you remembering we in November, ibadallah. Why is that?
Thanksgiving.
Even though you don't want to thank nobody, but you have to remember Thanksgiving, right? because they made it into like their own what? Part of the holidays that they give you. So as a Muslim, whether you believe in it or not, we know that we don't believe in those stuff, but you respect at least what they will give you, at least what the holidays. You get a chance to socialize, you get a chance to travel. That's even the time that some of our organizations even have their own conferences. Why? That's because when you let others to be the source of power, when you let the non-believers to control the power and you have nothing to do with, or you're not even part of the power structure, this is what gives you this. This is what gives birth to this. But when Muslims were superpower, not just part of the power structure, but the power structure itself is organized, orchestrated by Muslims. That's why the tribe of Rabi'ah and the tribe of Banu Auf ibn Lu'ay and the tribe of Mudar, though they were not Muslims, but they respected what? The month, because of the power that Allah gave us then. When the power shifted, now we remember this. So do we want our Rajab to be remembered? And Rajabines, just like Al-Asma'i and Al-Farra Al-Dabbi said, then we have to also be part of the power structure. We have to also influence the power structure. We have to make sure that we have seats over there among the 9 justices of this nation. But since this is not the topic, I don't want to breathe too long into that. So let me switch. Welcome back to the nation builders. All what we want to remember about this month, ibadallah, is that it's sacred to Allah. Imam Abdullah ibn Abbas, radiyallahu anhuma, he was reported to have said, اختص الله تعالى 4 أشهر وجعلهن حرمة. Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of the 12 months that he talked to us about in Quran in Surah At-Tawbah chapter 9, he selected 4 to be sacred. Ibn Abbas said he made them sacred so that whatever that you do in them will be magnified and Almighty will reward you double and triple. And know that also punishment is severe if you disobey Allah in them. So just like the way you will be rewarded immensely, and the ibadah in Rajab is double, and ibadah in Rajab is so great in the sight of Allah, so is sinning. So you try your best, whatever things that you used to do that are questionable, you try to stay away from them. Not that after Rajab you return, but just because of the sanctity of this month, ibadallah. This is Rajab, and Mudar used to sanctify it so much so that they call it Rajab Mudar. So will we sanctify it to a point that they will call it Rajab Awan? Wallahi ibadallah. We sanctify it so that it's called also what? Rajab ibn Khadijah. Rajab al Mashikida. Tayyib. So let's sanctify the month and let's respect it and let's try our best, especially the month that we are in. Now, we just finished Salat al-Isha. Between Isha and Salat al-Fajr is at least 11 hours. So a person you have no excuse not to have Qiyam al-Layl. And there is no excuse to miss even Salat al-Fajr. Imam Umar, Amir al-Mu'mineen radiyallahu anhu wa ardah, he said winter, Ghanimatul Abideen. Winter is Ghanimatul Abidin. This month, or just winter in general, is when the worshippers get all their what? Their booties of war. And they get their own ghanima and their anfal. They get the spoils of war when winter is in. He said, نهار قصير وليل طويل. نهار قصير للصيام وليل طويل للقيام. He said the days are very short for a worshipper to what? Fast. And the nights long for a worshipper to stand up in what? In qiyam. So this is what we wanted to usher to you before we begin tonight's talk, so that we do not take much of tonight's talk's time. We come back to the nation builders. Now the nation builders, as Ibn Khalina Khana Yusuf announced, we're talking about the most influential woman that impacted the world. Not just their own time, impacted the world. Tonight, by Allah's permission, for some reason we pop up, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala facilitated to lead Salat al-Isha. That's the reason why okay, what are we about to talk or discuss about the nation builders? The ayat just coming in, the ayat of Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam and his mother. See how she threw him into the river. And Almighty said, don't worry, we will return him to you as what? Prophet. Imagine Almighty commanding her to throw her own child into a box. Just box him, not like box him like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Now just put him in the box. So put him into that box and let him run on the river. And then she responded to Allah, well, if this Allah's command, I'm responding. Imagine if you tell your wife today, oh, honey, this Allah's command, she like, you crazy. My child on the river, but the iman was on the another level, ibadallah, so she complied. And Allah said, don't worry, we will return him to you as what? Inna radduhu ilayk. The first bushara, we will return him to you. وَجَاعِلُوهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. And appoint him among what? The messengers. Did Allah fulfill his promise or he didn't? He did. So this, she was one of the leading authorities, the woman that impacted the world, but she's not the one we would like to start with. We would like to start with the mother of all mothers of this nation. Who are we talking about? Ummuna Khadijah. She is the mother of the mothers of the believers. Ummu Ummahatil Mu'mineen. We know that the wives of the prophets, alayhi salatu wassalam, are our mothers, right? وَأَزْوَاجُهُ أُمَّهَاتُهُ. So his wives are our mothers. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now on the top of the list is who? Ummuna Khadijah. So she is the mother of those mothers. So the mother of the nation. What did she do? It's just because she was Khadijah. So you name your daughter Khadijah and then she get the same leverage? Kalla wallah. What did she do? Well, let's begin. Khadijah radiyallahu anha wa ardaha. She was Khadijah bint Khuwaylid. Khadijah, the daughter of Khuwaylid. And Khuwaylid was the son of Asad, not the one who fled Syria and went to his brother in, Putin, to that place, Russia. Not that Asad. I'm talking about Asad, the son of Abdul Uzza. Tamam? Asad, the son of Abdul Uzza. So Asad, Khuwaylid, the son of Asad. And Asad, the son of Abdul Uzza. Abdul Uzza was the son of Qusay, and Qusay was the son of Kilab. What's the meaning of Kilab, ibadallah? Dogs.
No.
I don't know what Snoop would say. You have been talking about me. See, I'm one of the names. No, Snoop, we ain't talking about you tonight, and we're not even in the mood for you tonight. So let's leave Snoop out of it. So that's not the dog we're talking about, ibadallah. Tamam? So Qusay, so we have Khadijah bint Man, Khuwaylid ibn Man, Asad ibn Man, Abdul Uzza ibn Man, ibn Qusay ibn Man. You see the nasab of our mother radiyallahu anha wa ardaha linking to our own Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Asanid wa nasabun kashuhud wa nasabun tahir. And that's why Imam al-Allama al-Zubayr ibn Bakkar, he was reported to have said, كانت تسمى في الجاهلية الطاهرة. She was so immaculate And she was so pure to a point that even the people of Jahiliyyah called her what? At-Tahira, the pure one. So it's not only because of al-Islam that she knew. So what do we learn from this, ibadallah? Because the relevance is what we're talking about. We're not just bringing the narratives, no matter how authentic those narratives are, and just pass them on, and just, mashallah, it was a nice talk and a nice gathering. No, we want to get and glean some benefit and implement it. So now she was called before al-Islam al-Tahira. So this tells us that, ibadallah, if a person is talking about, or maybe a sister is like, okay, in Jahiliyyah, since I'm not a Muslim, Muslims, the Muslim women, they are not to do X, Y, Z. I'm not a Muslim, I can just go ahead and do X, Y, Z. No, even you're not a Muslim, or you're not a Muslimah, that tahara must remain, because your own mother, Maryam, and our own Maryam, our own mother, so she was also what? At-Tahira. She was also that immaculate woman that Almighty announced to the world. So, ibadallah, here is our mother Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha, al-Tahira, the immaculate and the pure one, even before al-Islam. This is to tell us that no matter what you have to do to make sure that your daughter remains al-Tahira, or a person that says, well, since Almighty allow us to marry the non-Muslims and she is Kitabiyya and I'm a Muslim, so since she is a Yahudiyya or she Nasraniyya, I can go ahead and pull her, and you just met her somewhere in the nightclub. That's no tahara in it. And maybe she even has a certificate from Epstein. There is no tahira in there. And maybe she's even in the file of Sean Combs. Did it? She no tahira in there. صح ولا لا عباد الله؟ You Allah said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in his own Quran that Ummahatul Mu'mineen, that's for the Prophet. But when it comes to الذين أوتوا الكتاب, all the people of Al-Kitab, they are also halal for us, and their wives, or their women, I meant to say, their women are also halal, and I just want me a Kitabiyya. So because of the ayah of Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter number 5, verse number 4 and 5, because of that I'm grabbing me a Kitabiyya. Akhi, she no Kitabiyya, that she does not have that immaculate in her. You like, I'm already a Sunni, or I'm already a Muslim, or I'm upon the Kitab of Allah, and she is also upon Kitab. So two Kitab meaning, Kitab here. So there is no Kitab here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sanctioned, and He also gave us clear instruction. For you to grab a Kitab here, she has to be what? Muhsana. Muhsana means what? Sure. She's pure. But akhi, you just finished that nightclub, and probably you just came from Las Vegas. Anyways, let's leave Las Vegas because what's going on for now right now. Okay, she just came from Atlantic City. You all know Atlantic City, right? Maybe you grab her from Atlantic City and you like, let's say she Kitabiyya, so we rolling. No, you ain't gonna roll. Yeah, you become like a method man. 100 miles and still gonna. No. So back to the immaculateness of this mother of ours, ibadallah. Our mother, she was called in Jahiliyyah what? Tahira. Is there anything more beautiful than that? To have a Tahira, your wife Tahira, your daughter Tahira, your mother Tahira, and just like you hear the Ansab, even the Nasab, although they were now Muslims, but none of them had even had a relationship outside al-Islam. Those the names that you heard, that's how the tahara was carried out. Back from this to this to this and to that, all the way to our mother. That's why Az-Zubayr ibn Bakkar said what he said, and Az-Zubayr ibn Bakkar was one of the grandsons of this al-Mu'mineen radiyallahu anha wa ardah. So that's who she was before al-Islam, ibadallah. And now when she embraced Islam, do you know, ibadallah, our sisters, do you know that the first woman, and our brothers as well, the first person to embrace Islam and to be Muslim of this ummah, to embrace the deen, was a woman. Imam rahimahullah tabaraka wa ta'ala ibn al-Athir, Izzuddin ibn al-Athir, or Izzuddin, Ibn al-Athir radiallahu anhu, he said, أول خلق الله إسلاما أو أول خلق الله إسلاما أمنا خديجة بإجماع المسلمين. The first Allah's creation to embrace Islam is Khadijah. He did not say the first woman. So the note or the talk that the first woman to embrace Islam is Khadijah, that's inadequate. And it's not authentic. The adequate statement is that the first Allah's creation to embrace Islam was a woman, and that was Ummuna Khadijah radiallahu anha wa arda. The first, bi-ijma' al-Muslimin. So some would try to say, okay, among men, Abu Bakr, the Subyan, the young, Ali, and then woman, Khadijah, but the consensus of ulama, dhahab, that she is the first, simply because of the hadith of Imam al-Bukhari, hadith number 4 in the book of Imam al-Bukhari, from our mother Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha. And you all remember the story when he came from the cave, and he was shivering, shaking, rapidly dashing to our mother Ummuna Khadijah. When he went to her, and he asked, the first thing he asked, Zammiluni, Zammiluni, go ahead and cover me and cloak me, cover me and cloak me. And that's what she did. And then she asked him what happened, and then he narrated what happened, that the namus that Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to Musa is the one that came to him. So he is shivering and shaking. She went and covered him. When she covered him, what did he do? Or what did he say? He said, لَقَدْ خَشِيتُ عَلَى نَفْسِي. I became afraid of myself. I'm afraid that something might happen to me, or I will be what? I will be disgraced. She said, كَلَّا وَاللَّهِ لَا يُخْزِيكَ اللَّهُ أَبَدًا. By Allah, never will Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala disgrace you. For, number 1, tasilur rahim. You keep the tie of what? Ties of relationship. You are always with family. You keep the family together. You keep your family intact. You do not neglect them. And your kinship, they all bore witness to this. That's the first witness that our mother Khadijah gave. The second reason why Almighty will never disgrace you, she said, وَتَصْدُقُ الْحَدِيثِ. You speak and you tell the truth. He is someone that is known to be as-sadiqul amin. He never lied. So as-sadiqul amin, who is never lied or who has never lied, never will Almighty subhanahu jalla jalaluhu disgrace him. And the third reason why Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala will not disgrace you is that tahmilul kal. You are the one that carries burdens. You are carrying people's burden. Someone is in need, you rapidly dash and support him. What do you need? Benjaminis, with the currency of their time, here you go. What do you need? Food? Right here. Okay, what do you need? Support. Share might, I'm coming. In the city of Medina, they heard a Dajjah, and they heard a very terrible sound. All of them rushed to respond and see what's going on. Before Abu Bakr, Umar, Ali, and those Sahaba, the giant of Sahaba, even get outside, he was already coming back, fixing his belt. He like, don't worry, it's already taken care of. That was the man. Before they even responded, he is done. So he wasn't just a man of masjid only. He was a man that when something going on outside in the street, you see him being the first to respond. Ikhwan, right now, you hear like a terrible sound, like boom, right now. Imam will go like, check and see what's up. That's not the sunnah of An-Nabi. If he had heard it, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would have left and then go and respond to it. Why? Because nobody was as strong as he was, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And nobody, even Rukana, who was the Mr. Universe of the time, and Schwarzenegger, Schwarzenegger, along with Sylvester Stallone and Van Damme's power and might combined, they won't be able to tempt him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Rukana was more than Schwarzenegger. Rukana was more than Sylvester Stallone. Rukana was more than all of them guys. And he said, I'm going to challenge Muhammad and I'll lift him up. You know, this mega came to lift the Prophet, the MSN. He came to lift the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but he wasn't able to pick him up. You follow Allah? He thought An-Nabi is like someone like lighting, like I'm gonna defeat him. He wasn't a Muslim at that time. He like, I'm gonna lift him. He came, he lifting him like, what? This is like Allegheny Mountain. I can't lift this man. He like, do you want to call me to a duel? He like, yes, Ya Rasulullah. Or Muhammad, I want to call you to a duel. The first time he like, okay, if you win, I will give you what? I will give you 100 camels. They did the first, he lost. He like, maybe let's go to the second one, rematch. Just like Usyk and Fury's second rematch, and he still get whipped. And just like people is now coming with Dimitri, and then he gonna get also what better give, you're gonna get him too. So in any case, Rukan is like, let's go to the second match. And Nabi said, okay, welcome, I give you another 100 camels. Imagine, how many camels now? 200 camels. And by the way, the camels, it's not like, imagine someone giving you 200 Range Rover supercharged, 2028. Not 2025, 2028. 200 of them. I think you're just gonna go to sleep. I'm not going to work for the next 200 years. Because I got the parking lot now full with range. I don't need no range anymore. So Rukana came, he tempted the Prophet the first time he lost. He came to the second time he lost, and Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, remember that the agreement was that if you win, you get them. If you lose, will you get them? No. So you lost both. But guess what? I still give you 200. Go ahead and take them. Like, man, this man has to be somewhere special. I would be successful if I took his deen. He became Muslim. That's how Rukana became Muslim, ibadallah. You see? So, back all of this, our mother is telling, and she is bearing witness to this. She said, وَتَحْمِلُ إِيه الْكَلِّ. You lift burdens from people's shoulders. So our sisters who are listening, here and outside and abroad, wherever you are, right now, this is the shahada of your mother and our mother. She is giving you a hint how to build yourself and how to build your own character with your own husband or with your own children. These are the traits that she was able to identify in An-Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. وَتَحْمِلُ الْكَلِّ. That's number one. How many did she mention? 6. That's number what? 3. Number 3, وَتَكْسِبُ الْمَعْدُومِ. And you take care of those who have nothing. Destitute, you take care of them. Anywhere he meets a destitute, he takes care of them. So ikhwanna, among you that some Almighty has blessed you to be able to be taking care of those people under bridges. You know, in Texas, we get bridges all over. You see them underneath the bridges, and LDB, what do you call it? His own bridge over there. You see them piling underneath. You just go like, here's some food. Take care of yourself. How much you need? Maybe $100 for your own. Okay, take this and pay your bills. What you need? Okay, that's taksibul ma'doom. Rolling around and taking care of people. That's how he was. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is all before Islam, by the way, ibadallah. Because remember, he just met Jibreel. He just came from the cave, sir. He just came from the cave. And she started narrating and mentioning things that she never mentioned to him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Taksibul ma'doom. And then she continues to say, وَتَقْرِ الضَّيْفِ أو تُقْرِ الضَّيْفِ. And you honor guests. You take care of your guests. Not like those who, when you knock at the door, want salam alaikum, and they eat and they put it underneath their sofa. Like Juha, he was eating and someone knocked at the door, and then he put his food underneath his own sofa, and the person who came is also really stingy individual. He like, I smell like there's some food in here. He like, need no food. He said, yes, what you're saying is you're saying there's no food, but my nose is telling me otherwise. He like, you know what, actually we will get food after Salat al-Isha, and the man that's came my Fajr, he said, actually I got nowhere to go, I'm here with you till Isha. So either you bring it for both of them to eat, or it's going to get cold. This man is not leaving Juhai alone. And Nebu was not like that, ibadallah. Before you even knock at his door, he's coming to you with it. Here's Bilal, he was sitting holding some of the foods for An-Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, and then a faqir came. A poor person came, and then An-Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam gave it to him. He like, Bilal, go ahead and feed him. He fed him. Bilal, another person gave it to him. Another person, Bilal gave it to him. Someone is come, gave it to him. I have nothing left. He like, Ya Bilal, anfiq wa la takhsha min dhil arshi iqlala. He said, continue to what to feed and don't fear any poverty as long as we have the Arsh, Allah, with us. Can you imagine this, brother? That's what, who discovered all of this? Like these traits that we listen, who discovered them? The nation builder. She is about to build a nation. Not only just a nation, she is preparing the one that will rule the entire world from his time to the end of the time. She was the man behind it. And she was the one who actually put all of this together and narrated. إنك لتصل الرحم وتصدق الحديث وتحمل الكلب وتكسب المعدوم وتقر الضيف. And then she went all the way to the 6 attributes and traits. She said, وَتُعِينُ عَلَى نَوَائِبِ الْحَقِّ. And whosoever is denied of his own right and comes to you, you give him his right back. Ibadallah, that means he was what? He was the one in charge. He was the government before even becoming Allah's prophet. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. How many traits did she just list? 6. And she did not even mention. So dear brothers and sisters that are here, our brothers, be mindful. Those sisters, their eyes, not the eyes in the street, their eyes is sharper than Canon and Hitachi, Panasonic and Sony cameras, lens, no matter how long it is. Those sisters can see what you can't see. If she's happy with you, she will listen. But the day something go wrong, but you see about Allah. So they see. So dear sisters, may Allah bless you. This is our mother. And you are the one that we are talking about. She discovered all of this. And that's why Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha, just like Imam al-Dhahabi mentioned, she said, our mother Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha, talking about the nation builder, the first nation builder of this ummah, our mother Khadijah, she said about Khadijah, she said, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا ذكر خديجة لم يكد يسأم من ثناء عليها واستغفار لها. She said whenever Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam will mention Khadijah, he will not tire up and he will not be depleted even mentioning her traits and praising her over and over, and he will never stop without asking Allah to forgive her. Whenever he mentions her, and this is regular. It's more regular than the regular you get from gas station, ibadallah. It's like regularly mentioning her. And whenever he mentions her, 2 things. ثَنَاءٌ عَلَيْهَا وَيْتَانِ وَاسْتِغْفَارٌ لَهَا. He praises her and he asks Allah's forgiveness for her. She said this is always like mentioning. Our mother Aisha said, فَذَكَرَهَا يَوْمًا فَحَمَلَتْنِي الْغِيرَةِ. And Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam continued to mention her so much so that one day when he started, I'm like, no, I can't take it anymore. So the university and the college of her own jealousy, the bell started to ring. The ring of her jealousy started from the temple of her own university. She like, that's too much today, I can't handle it. And do you know what she said? Our mother Aisha radiallahu anha wa ardaha as-siddiqa bint as-siddiq, she said, لَقَدْ عَوَّضَكَ اللَّهُ مِنْ كَبِيرَةِ السِّنِ. She like, Ya Rasulullah, Allah has compensated you with the young one. Why remembering all this old woman? That's what she said. You compensated with the fresh and young. Why the old woman always like Khadijah, Khadijah, Khadijah? Our mother Aisha said, when I said that, I saw his face rapidly changed, and they used to know that he is extremely upset when his face changes and turns red. His face completely pale and changed red. And when she saw the way the Prophet ﷺ was looking, right away she entered into her own mihrab of dua. She said, Allahumma in adhabta an rasulika ghadab nahwi. Oh Allah, if you will only remove the anger from the heart of a Nabi towards me or against me, wallahi lam a'ud adhkuruha bisu. Oh Allah, if you will remove that anger from his chest against me, I swear by you, I will never ever in my life mention her in any ill manner. I will never ever in my life mention her in ill manner. And then the Prophet ﷺ, when he saw what is going on with me, that I'm extremely bothered because he is upset and he is absolutely angry and furious, she said, and Nabi asked me, Mada qulti, what did you say? What did you say? And she could not even repeat it because she knew that he was upset. And this is what another nation builder that we will talk about another time. Sisters, this another nation builder, our mother Aisha, she realized that. What did you say? She did not repeat it. So it's not part of a Muslimah as a daughter or as a wife or as a mother. You know, you ask your wife, what did you say? And she will even say it and repeat it and even elongate it. Oh, you want to hear it again? Okay, here we go. المشكلة يا اخوانا عاوزني اكررها تاني طيب ماشي اسمع. You want me to repeat? Okay, go ahead. You're gonna hear. Now if she had actually spoken for a minute, now she going 31 minutes 69 seconds. Even add to the seconds, non-stop ikhwana. She will just be back and forth more than even, you see, even Biggie in the booth back in 80s. So ikhwana, that's how it was. What did you say about her? Wallahi, she did not even repeat it because she was upset with what she said. And she knows that Allah's messenger is upset and is angry. What did you say? No, I'm not going to repeat it. So this is a lesson from another nation builder that will come to our sisters. May Allah preserve you. That sometimes you mention something. What did you just say? No, it's not part of a Muslim tree to repeat it. And you as a husband, you should not also agitate her. Okay, if you think you are, go ahead and say it. Okay, I thought you get some to talk. I thought you were gonna say it again. Why? Because you just want to go to the ring with that's your wife. You know, there was a guy in New York. You know, long ago. Let me take you to New York real quick. You know, early in 2000s. You know, he was actually brought to the masjid. You know how he used to discipline his wife. Before, you know, I don't dare say, you know, phones like that. Even if you see someone is holding phone, you may think like he is holding a coffee. That's how big them phones were, right? And so it's like the landlines. Before if he gets upset, he just go and do some push-ups. And then he will just remove the jack from the phone, and then he goes to work, so she can't call. It's your wife that you're going to do push-up for? Just go and face the bull, maybe in the ring. In any case, this is what she said. What did you say, Aisha? She could not repeat it because she was upset. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be angry. So what did she say? She remained silent. No, I'm not going there again. I'm done. I just made dua. If Allah removes that anger from you, I will never mention it, and then I will make that mistake. Kalla, I'm not doing it. And then the Prophet ﷺ started to count her own virtues. لَقَدْ آمَنَتْ بِي يَوْمَ كَذَّبَنِ النَّاسِ. She believed in me when people denied me. وَآوَتْنِي يَوْمَ آذَانِ النَّاسِ. And she sheltered me when people outside were harming me. And she is the one who gave me the children that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed me with. All the children came from her, ibadallah, with the exception of one. So imagine from Qasim is from our mother. Imagine Al-Tayyib from our mother. And imagine also Al-Qasim from our own mother. And here is Al-Tayyib from our own mother. Here is Fatima from our own mother. Here is Kulthum from our own mother. So all this that you see from her directly. See, when now a Muslim talked about our mother, you know, she was only 9 years old, and the Prophet ﷺ was, you know, had this old. How will you marry that? Why don't they don't bring our mother? She was 15 years older than him, and he never married over her until Allah called her, and she was the one that he took care of, and she took care of him, and he was into her even after her death, still mentioning her. So hello, kuffar, why don't you bring her too? Or cooks, what's up with that? He's never seen to do any relationship or have any relationship outside of that. How about that? But look at those who get the money. Look at Epstein. How much was his island? 7 million. What was he doing over there? Operation. A different type of operation, though. Okay, how can a man be? Anyway, nation builders, let's leave Epstein for the night. So this is what our mother Aisha said, radiyallahu anha wa ardaha. I'm not saying it. And Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, she believed in me when none of you believed in me. And she sheltered me when your guys threw me out. And she is the one who bore those children for me. Radiyallahu anha wa amman taradda anha. Our mother Aisha did not mention her again. And she understood that this, she is not just al-Mu'mineen, she was a nation builder. She built him. And she helped him. And do you know something, Ibadallah? Before our mother married to him, she was married to 2 men before him. Abi Hala ibn Zurara al-Tamimi was the first husband. And the second husband was Atiq ibn Abid al-Makhzumi. 2 of them, they married her before. And because she was immaculate, and on the top of that, Allah blessed her with enough Benjamins, enough money, that some people will not even look at her because of the, how pure she was. They're like, she is a very successful woman. I don't care what's up, what? She's like double, like super duper Cooper, Oprah all the time. I'm coming. So after Abid, or Atiq ibn Abid, al-Makhzumi passed away, so many men started coming? Knocking at their door. What you want? A good husband. I'm right here. What you want? I need my zawj. And Khadijah, you the one? Why? Because she realized that they are all coming for what they are coming for. But when she saw that Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam was who he was, although he was 15 years older, imagine at 25, and she is at that 4 years of age, yet she is like, no, impossible to us is possible to Allah. Just like they say, LOVE doesn't care about age, right? So LOVE doesn't care about age, what? E. Just, let me go to him. And she sent her own what? Her own slave, Mason. She like, go to him and do business with him. Because he was the one running business for our mother. Khadijah radiyallahu anha, she like, go with him. And when you come back, I want you to narrate everything about him. See how smart she was. Sisters, you see the nation builder here? Just narrate everything. It's not like, oh, well, look at from he look cute. That's it, I'm in. شوف التسريح ده على جنبه. لا مش الموضوع. No, go with him and narrate everything that you see. And then my son went. When he came back, he like, no, what? This man is not a regular human being. When we were returning, Kana Ghamama, there was like, it was so hot. And you know how hot it gets over there, especially those of you who have been there for Hajj or Umrah, you see how hot it gets. Sometimes it's like, what? I'm not returning to this place. But the moment you leave, you want to go back again because of the shock of the place. She said it was so hot when we were moving, but I just saw a ghamam just being driven. There was just nothing but a sahab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought on top of him a nimbus rise that was covering him and giving him the amount of coolness that he needed. So there was nothing but a nimbus rise on top of his head. As he was moving, when people are under heat, it was just like in an AC. And she goes like, wow, هذا ليس إنسانا عاديا. It's not a regular human being. And then when he came, he gave her everything, all the money. Okay, this is it. This is Rasul Mal, the capital right here, and this is the prophet. He gave everything to her. And then she gave it to him. She gave him some. And then when he took it from her, he hamid Allah, he praised Allah, Alhamdulillah, Allahumma barik li fi. That's it. Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah. Oh, Allah bless me with it. That's it. He never, and all my son, is this yours? And it's not enough for me. I guess Allah kharab baytak. You're not the one who did it. He is the one who did the whole thing. He didn't ask for more. And you just like the slave, you want more? She didn't give it to him. And she was just like, this man is insane. He's not a regular human being. And that's when she sent her own slave, Maysara, that, if there is anything, she is interested. And that's the whole thing. That's how it started. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made her to be أول من آمنت به وصدقت. The first to believe in him. And the first to also embrace. So guess what she did? Now all her money is behind him, supporting him. Akhi, who doesn't want a Khadijah among you? Akhi, Khadijah. مش عاوز Khadijah. I said, who doesn't want Khadijah? So he wants Khadijah so bad that he even thought, I said, who wants Khadijah? ماشي ما تخافش ان شاء الله خديجه حتجيب ان شاء الله don't worry ان شاء الله خديجه والكافسون معلش يا عباد الله شوفوا له بلبل كده يعني معلش الوليد see اخوانا you cut this part from when you're editing cut this out and leave وليد and all طيب ماشي so ان شاء الله ربنا يحرزقك بلبل ان شاء الله قريب so خديجه يعني. So ibadallah, that was our mother. And that's what she did. And that was her sacrifice. And that's what she gave the ummah. And all what she did, preparing khayr ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas, and the Nabi being the lead, this is what she ushered the world. And she became the first nation builder. So all what we have in ad-deen, the first woman in Islam was a female. And among the first batch that left Mecca to go to Abyssinia as Muhajirun, the first batch, one of them was a woman. And do you know that the first Shaheed in Islam was also a woman? And do you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed 58, the entire 58, as a result of a woman? So when a person comes and he goes like, Islam did not give the woman this or did not give the woman that, it's just all fabrication. And they themselves knows the truth. They know the truth. That's not it. So my sister in faith and my sister in Islam, you are just one of the granddaughters of our mother Khadijah, and know the role that she played. She laid down the foundation for you to also play it, and part of it is for you to keep your own what? Chasteness and chastity, and part of it is to keep your own dignity, and part of it is that you become obedient daughter to thy father, and then after that you become obedient wife to your own husband, and then later on you start to lay the foundation of how to help him to build your own family and be part of the nation of Muhammadiyah. But all what you will see that the world will give to you, or that your voice is not even heard in Islam, knowing that that's not true. Because you remember in a sin, when a Muslimah shouted, who responded? The moment she shouted, the one who responded at that time was Hajjaj ibn Yusuf. When she said, Wa Islamah, he responded, Labbayk ya ukhtah. He just responded right away, and he went and rescued that woman. And you all heard of Al-Mu'tasim. When Al-Mu'tasim Billah, one of the Khulafa of Bani Abbas, was informed that there was a woman that was stripped naked, he did not even sit that night. He orchestrated and organized and dispatched an army just because of the voice of that single woman. Just one woman, a Muslimah, and he just said that from today, we're not to sleep until we rescue her and rescue all the Muslim sisters that were captured. حرك المعتصم الجيش انتصارا لفتاة صوتها الباكي تظلم خاضها معركة كبرى أعادت هيبة في نفس من خان وأجرم أنضج السيف جلود الروم فيها قبل أن تنضج أعناب وتصرم. So he discharged the army and he go to those Romans and we will teach them the lessons and we will chew them before they even begin to chew their own fruits. we will make sure that we engulf them and we galvanize all of them for what they did to just a single woman. But a Muslim or a Muslimah to sit and take from those who do not believe in the system of Al-Islam and do not even know enough about Al-Islam, and all what they learned from Al-Islam came only from Encyclopedia Britannica, or it comes from Compton's Encyclopedia, or what they learned is from World Book Dictionary, or they only took it from Encyclopedia Catholicism, even worse than all of those encyclopedias. Or they take it from Compton's Encyclopedia and then say, this is what the Islam, our Islam, and the teaching of Islam is not from none of those or any of those encyclopedias, rather came directly from Quran and Sunnah. So to our fellow Americans, you want to understand Al-Islam, forget those encyclopedias, forget all those books, and read Quran and Sunnah. Purely, you will grab it, and you will know how it is that Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala honored them. Not only honored them, even gave them the title, the nation builders. And the lead is our mother Khadijah, radiallahu anha wa ardaha, and what she said is even more than enough. But what we are seeing in today's world is like opposite of what we are seeing. Look what happened on the 3rd of this month, the 3rd of January, 2025. In Syria. You remember Ahmad al-Shara', the foreign minister of Germany, Annalena Charlotte, when she went to him and she stretched out her hand to shake his hand and he did this way, what did they say? What type of leadership is this now Syria bringing to the world? How can you be a head of state and a person representing a country, but you will not shake her hand? But how did they play it? They sent her as a foreign minister, and at the same time, France sent their own what? Their own Jean, their foreign minister. So at the same time, simultaneously arriving. Allah, he came and did this, he shook his hand. When Annalena Charlotte did it, he like this. And now social media went berserk. Come and look, how can you even represent a nation? And they forget the same day, the 3rd of March, or the 3rd of January this year, 2025, the same very day, what happened over there when our Vice President, Kamala Harris, swearing in Deborah Fisher. Who was Deborah Fisher, Ibadallah? Nebraska's what? Senator. She was swearing her in 119th swearing into her own Senate. What did she do? She shook Deborah's hand, and then when she finished, she went to shake her husband's hand. Who is her husband? That was Bruce Fisher. So Bruce he did not even do this. At least Ahmad al-Shari did this to show some what? Respect. What did Fisher do? Just like that. Did you see it circulating in the social media, Ibadallah? Shh. No. No, keep. No, this one. And the same time, Ibadallah, over there in Tel Aviv, the minister of their own health organization, he went to visit someone at the hospital, and the husband was sitting, who was the sick individual. He was sitting, and the wife next to him. So the wife stood up as a minister. She just wanted to greet him as a minister of their own health organization. He like, no, we don't. Out of his own what? Aqidah and faith. Did you see it on social media, Ibadallah? No. So this is how it is. So why is it Ahmad al-Shari' will be all over the social media? And some will say, if it is now on social media, how did he say it? We dig it. So this is what happened, Ibadallah. The same day, Ibadallah. But is this something that you beat yourself down? This is something that's supposed to even give us izzah. Because the boss is the one that is always being talked about. He the boss. So since now, the reason why they mention him, because he the gorilla. And all that did not shake hands, they the chinchillas. How can you compare chinchilla with gorilla? Can you compare them? Gorilla, he has his own food, unlike chinchilla, with centilla and nutella, ain't no in that food. So Ibadallah, This is all about what might of this be. So when you see the world is talking about you, or the world is this, and that, know that because you get that deen in you. The reason why he came public and the whole world look, he doesn't even have no respect for women. At the same that. Anyway, let's leave him. But you may go and check that foreign minister, what she did when she went to Africa and what led to her own divorce. That social media is not bringing. When she hired someone, welcome to the nation builders. So this is our mother Ibadallah. And she is the one who laid the foundation of nation builders. And whoever will build a nation is among those. And she or that individual will be behind our mother radiallahu anha wa ardaha. So with all of this, we want to say in closing, Ibadallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has blessed al-Muslimat, al-Mu'minat, al-Qanitat, al-Ta'ibat, al-Abidat, al-Sa'ihat, al-Dhakirat, al-Munibat, al-Ta'i'at. He has blessed you with this mother, Khadijah. Her name, Khadijah, in itself is enough as an institution. It's enough to be an organization. So get into her life and go deeply. Bi-idhnillahi tabarak wa ta'ala, Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with extra. So remember, number one, what we decided about her or cited about her, she was immaculate. To be a nation builder, you need to remain pure. And my sister, remember, Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed her to be an obedient daughter until she became successful and running her own business. So my sister in faith right here in America, you want to also run and be like your mother, you may establish your own business that you don't even have to be mixing. SubhanAllah, look at how smart she was. Even in the society that had respect and honor women, and they do not even go and just harass them. Yet she established her own business away from people's eyes, and she is commanding even in dunya. She is the one paying. She is the one writing the checks. Give it to this. So imagine we have Maymuna, or we have Habiba, or we have Hind, or we have Fatima. She is also sitting, and she is the one actually write the check to this. And this person is supposed to get that check, and she is running her own business at the same time, an obedient wife. Who wouldn't actually pray for this type of wife? I know Wali coming number one. I know some will even go and say, you know what, I'm going home, honey, I know you and name is Fatima. Why not to change it to Khadijah? Maybe you be like her and bring Inab and Jamilis home. It's not just the name. It's the traits and the qualities. It's not just the name. You may say Khadijah. You say, A'udhu Billah. Now you have to put in her the traits of the original Khadijah, the organic. She will flip and be like her mother. So this is what we are talking about, Ibadallah, and inviting our sisters. Look into it and see what she did and what she discovered and what she was able to do and put forth. This sacrifice is what gave birth to this nation through Khayr al-Anbiya wal-Mursaleen. So that means you being a Muslim and me being a Muslim came as a result of her own what? Sacrifice. Your mother and mine. So together, let's raise Khadijah. And together, let's have our own Khadijah. And together, let's promote the business-minded Khadijah. Not the ones that they will want to call and put her as a flight attendant over their own American flight. So that she dresses the way they want her to dress. Or to be that one who is just a receptionist standing and the bosom is showing and she smiles even though she's not happy, just to keep the business running. So by the time she gets home, all her smiles out. Only thing she got is to frown because she finished, she tired smiling. So by the time she get home, you want her to smile, she can't even smile no more. And you the husband. Joshua and Nash and all of them took all them smiles away. No, Ibadallah, all what they want from the sisters and all what they want from you sisters is just to be able to get you over there in Hollywood. Just like Ariana Grande, grandizing you. All what they want is just to see you just like Katy Perry or just like, Whitney Houston. Look at her, how she ended her life. And look at how she died. Did they even show any even remorse the way she died? No. Okay, your service is done, that's it. So all what they want to make sure that they get you, okay, go to that Hollywood or Nollywood or Hollywood or Bollywood or Nollywood that leads to firewood. But Islam leads to opposite of that, and that's Jannahhood. And that's what Allah said, Wallahu yad'u ila daris salam. That's what Allah wants from you. And my sister, the moment you pass that age, 30, 40, 50, 60, now they will what? They will say, now you still can live it. Just go to the surgeon and let them change certain futures in you and then come back to us again. And sometimes you're talking, you don't even know whether you're talking to a human or you're talking to some freaks. You don't even know a human being or who you're talking. And the Shabab. Don't be saying, subhanallah, how is it? I want my daughter like that. Don't compare organic to fake. Your wife is organic. And don't compare that organic with that which is not. And because Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala made them fresh, and fresh, that is from wholesale food store, it's not like that which you will get from Walmart. I know some of you will say, or the sisters will say, now he start talking like TD Jakes. Now I know TD Jakes talking here, maybe gassing to get some, that's not, because TD Jakes already has his file with Diddy, so we should leave him alone. So Ibadallah, this is what Allah Jalla Jalalu gave the Ummatul Muhammadiyya. Together we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to lift our ummahat, to lift our daughters, to lift our wives, to lift our mothers, to lift our grandmothers, to represent an Islam like our mother, the nation builder. I ask Allah for your daughter to be like our mother Khadijah, a nation builder. I ask Almighty Allah for your sister to be like our mother, a nation builder. I ask Almighty Allah for your wife to be like Khadijah, a nation builder. I ask Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala for your mother to be like our mother Khadijah, a nation builder. And your grandmother to be like our mother Khadijah, a nation builder. And we ask Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala to make them just like our mothers wherever they navigate, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is inviting them to that which will allow them to be the nation builders in reality. So in lesson 1, the nation builder is our mother Khadijah, radiyallahu anha. Thank you for being with us tonight. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless this organization. May you welcome in Al-Harris Institute and Al-Harris team. May Allah reward all of you. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to scale whatever that is said or whatever that is cited and recited into the hasanat, the mizan of your hasanat. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I saw that the construction going on, may Allah help you to finish it in a way before Ramadan so that you can have an accepted Ramadan. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tawfiq for all of you. And I ask him Jalla Jalalu to bless you in dunya, to bless you in akhirah, and to bless your life. And we hope and pray that a day will come, you look at your daughter, you say, Alhamdulillah, for my daughter being the nation builder of my time. Because our mother Khadijah, she was said to be khayru nisa'il alamina fi zamaniha. She was the best woman of her time conclusively. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your daughters and your wives and your mothers and grandmothers to be also the khayri nisa'il alamin of their own time, and to be the lead and the leaders, and for others to take them as an example for their own lives. Jazakumullahu khairan, and thank you very much, brothers and sisters. وآخر دعوانا بتوفيق ربنا أن الحمد لله الذي وحده على سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله
وبركاته. السلام أمان لك، السلام من نيويورك.